Yes, Pretzelman 945 here. Welcome back to another video, and welcome to my first impressions video of Donkey Kong Bonanza. The game's been out for 3 days. No, 4 days now. 4 days. Um, yeah, I am first impressions video because I've been playing the hell out of it for the past few years. I don't know how many hours I've gotten to it because um Switch 2, carried over from the Switch 1. Like this it's that annoying thing where like it doesn't tell you how many hours you have in a game until like what is it, like 9 or 10 days after you bought the game. It's just like first played so and so days ago, which is just annoying. So I don't know how many hours I have into it. If I had to estimate, maybe 10. I don't really know how many hours I have into it, to be completely honest. But what I do know is Donkey Kong Bonanza is an absolute fucking blast to play. It is so much fun. It's like every single gaming fantasy that I had as a 10-year-old rolled into one game. Now, what I mean by that requires some more explanation about myself because when I was like 9, 10 years old, I loved blowing up shit in Minecraft and I loved games. I also loved games where I could like mash buttons on the controller to make shit happen. And this game is literally both of those in perfect synergy because not only do the controls feel so fantastic, and like the button mashing feels great, but like the way that you can just smash everything feels fucking amazing. It like I cannot describe properly in words how incredible it feels, just like the tactile feeling of just mashing the buttons and just destroying all the rock or the trees or the wood around you, or just like mashing downward to find secrets. And let me tell you, finding the secrets is so much fun in this game as well. Not only is it like the most satisfying thing ever to just dig down and just punch all holes through the ground to like get hordes and hordes of gold, and also do the same thing with like finding banana chips and fossils, but like the way you can use it to find bananas as well is really interesting. And I also love the kind of challenge rooms, which are very similar to the sub areas in Mario Odyssey. Where there's two main types that I've seen. There's like one which are like the battle challenges, in which you have a certain time limit to defeat an enemy. Yeah, sorry for the cut. I was saying goodnight to my dad, and I ended up conversating with him and my sister for a few minutes. Where was I? I was talking about bananas and the challenge rooms. That's it. Um, So, yeah, the types of rooms I remember now. There's the battle challenges where you have to fight a certain amount of enemies in a time limit, which are always very fun because often there's like some creative obstacles, so it's not always just like punching them out. And I feel like there's a good balance of those two things, which makes the battle challenges possibly my favorite kind of challenge in the game so far. Well, like I'll talk about like the normal puzzle challenges in a second, but those ones are really fun just because I really like that balance of like being able to like the mix between punching and kind of putting a bit more strategy into it. Now in terms of the actual like puzzle challenges, the variety is insane. They are all very like smartly based around one mechanic. And in a sense, I kind of like this better than um uh Mario Odyssey, I think. That's the challenge rooms in this game are kind of generally themed a little bit better. Um, and I think it more clearly makes use of a mechanic or thing. Um, but like the layers are just absolutely huge. Uh, and it is just so much fun, like going around and trying to explore all of these different areas. It's just insane, like um how many different things that you can just like climb around and explore. Like climbing around is just like so much fun. um Now I will mention this now. There will not be spoilers in this video purely because I have not finished the story yet. I don't really know how far in the game I am, but I don't think I'm that far. To give you an indication of my progress, before I stopped playing, I just got the Ostrich Bonanza, which is the second one I have after getting the Kong Bonanza. And I still need to defeat the boss in the forest lair, I think, but that's not gonna happen for a while because there's a lot more areas in the forest lair that I want to explore using the new Ostrich Bonanza power up. Um, and speaking of the power ups, I should talk about that. The power ups are so freaking cool. So like obviously I just got the ostrich bonanza and I know what they do from the trailers. Well, assuming that those are the only ones in the game, which I personally think there's not. I think there's a chance there could be like one more extra that wasn't shown in the trailer, but um I remember like the zebra one makes you dash fast. I don't have that one yet, but like the ostrich one is like very convenient because it like makes you fly and stuff. And like I just said, there are so many areas in the forest where that I feel like I could um try and get at with that new power up now. So I'm very much looking forward to doing that tomorrow. Um, and then there's a first one that you get, which is the Kong Bonanza, which basically just um makes you look like an absolutely awesome Kong design, and it makes your punches a lot stronger, and is it has not stopped being satisfying so far, and just completely awesome feeling to play as. Um, and in terms of the story, from what I played up so far, I really like the kind of dynamic between Pauline and DK. Like, I like, hearing Pauline's dialogue as she is like, just traveling along with DK, and I think it's a cute dynamic and pairing for the purposes of the story. So I'm a big fan of that, and the plot seems pretty simplistic so far, but it's like one that I'm enjoying in a similar way to Mario Odyssey. And speaking of Mario Odyssey, one other thing that I am going to bring up, because even over only 4 days of the game being out, there I have heard a lot of comparisons to Mario Odyssey in that like there are a lot of similar mechanics. People are kind of debating on which game is better. And even if they're kind of the same game, and I will tell you, well, first off, definitely not the same kind of game, in my opinion, because like, while yes, both are 3D platformers, like, um, and I've had this opinion, strongly for a few days now, because like I had to explain this game to my sister, and we were talking about how I bought it. And I was like, it's not really a 3D plot. It's a 3D platform, but not really, because like there's a lot more destruction in it. And so an element I didn't mention that I do think is really cool in terms of the puzzle aspect is the way that this is a little bit of a tangent, but like something that I think is really cool is like the way that in certain parts of the puzzle solving aspect, like if you destroy too much of an area, then you won't be able to solve a puzzle. So I also really like that element of balancing the kind of how much destruction you need to do in certain puzzles in order to solve it. Anyway, that was a bit of a tangent for something I forgot to mention earlier. Um, Now in terms of which game is better, I still have not played enough of Donkey Kong Bonanza to come to a firm conclusion on that front yet. Because I love Mario Odyssey. It was the first like main line Mario game that I really played, and so I have a special attachment to it as well. Technically, this is the no, not really the first, because I mean, I don't know if I count like playing 5 minutes of Tropical Freeze, but um, uh, my point is basically the game has only been out 4 days, and so I do think it is a little bit pedantic to compare them. I think that like Donkey Kong Bonanza probably needs at least like a month or so for it to like settle in, before that kind of stuff can be said, in my opinion, because I don't know, it just feels a bit too early to compare that when the game has literally only been out 4 days. And as for my own decision, I still have not decided yet because the game has only been out 4 days. I haven't even what I think I'm close to finishing it yet. So, but in conclusion, this game is absolutely fucking awesome. It is so much fun to play and just go around smashing everything and like collecting shit and solving puzzles. It all feels so fantastic. It's every 10-year-old gaming fantasy of mine rolled into one game, and I have been enjoying the absolute hell out of it. And I'm really, really excited to finish it because like the scores have all been so high, and yeah, I love this game. And if for some reason you have a Switch 2 and you have not bought Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I don't feel like there are many people that would be in that situation considering the really high critic scores it got, um buy the game. uh this is me telling you, if you want to ignore every critic in a casual fan perspective for me says buy this game. And if you don't have a Switch 2 and you can afford it, then I would say that, like, if Mario Kart wasn't really enough to like justify the purchase of the console, which it was for me, but I can completely understand people that might not have gotten a chance to get a bundle per se. So if that was not quite enough to make you buy a console, and you may never end up buying Mario Kart, even though I do recommend it because Mario Kart's very fun. If you don't want to pay the $80 to Mario Kart and you have not bought a Switch 2 yet, then I would absolutely say that this game is like this it is the reason to buy a Switch 2, possibly even more than Mario Kart. But I'm not going to get into debates about like how it should have been the launch game and whatnot. It's just I don't really have an opinion on that, so I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, point is, buy Donkey Kong Bonanza because it is an absolutely awesome game, and I love it to pieces. Even though I haven't played very much. But yeah, that's gonna do it for my first impressions video on Donkey Kong Bonanza. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you have got your hands on the game, then comment below and let me know what you think of it so far. Um, please no spoilers though. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye bye.